Nice. It's fucking epic music. We're gonna go find some streams. We're gonna find some people and bring them here. Alright, we got Mary here already. Popping in. Popping in. Gotta cut this damn hair, son. What's going on, Mary? You're muted. We must tell everyone the MoOse is rising. Mary has left us, and now we're sitting here alone. There is no shame. Because life is good. I feel good. And good things are always happening to me. I actually have some topics to talk about, but unfortunately, we're banned on the main channel, and so that limits the amount of exposure we get when we go live. The signal is down. Mary says it's done. The technology is not working anymore. And now we bring the bad bad. How are you today, Mr. Bad Bad?
Oh, Pastor, I've been so bad. I've just been doing so many bad things.
Now, son, what is it that you don't think you can be redeemed from?
Well, when I was at Chipotle and I was, they'd asked me if I what I wanted to drink, and I said I'd get a water, and then I went and I got lemonade instead, and I stole all their forks because they don't have any spoons, and just because I was mad because that's all they had was forks, so I took them all.
Well, see, that's your first thing is you're a thief. That's the first thing the church don't like. Church don't like thieves, son. How does it make you feel inside?
Well, I also poured poison in all the people's water because they told me to.
You did what? Son, why would you do such a thing?
I didn't do it. I'm just kidding. It's just a joke. Just a joke.
Just like this career of YouTubing. It's a damn joke. Damn shame. Can't even get one person watching me anymore.
You gotta watch them self-help videos. Videos about how to watch videos, about how to get people to watch videos.
You
And
mean
they're
basically like a Jack Talcott rerun?
yeah. He's on fire. You should ask Talcott Imperial.
He is on fire right now, man. He's on fire, dude. He's rising.
It's a straight up trajectory from here, Moose. He can do no wrong. He can do no harm at this point. The man is blessed. He's on on a highway to great things.
And you know what? I think that it has a lot to do with the affirmations he tells himself every single day. Comes back. He's very consistent. I think that even if he was 100% wrong, Dick, I think that he will live a good life because he is just so he just pushes so hard that the universe has to work with him.
He's a made man. There's no way. Come on. It's not natural. It's not organic.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Howdy.
What's up,
Nemesis.
Nemesis?
Hey,
What
good. I'll be
y'all
right
doing?
back.
Oh,
Hey, why'd you make a
great,
new
man.
channel?
Oh, the other one got banned for a week.
Oh, what'd you do?
It was one of our streams. They didn't tell me what I did.
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, you got to be careful with people, you know.
It said scams, spam, or deceptive practices.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you think that is a fair judgment? Have you appealed it?
Hell no, I didn't appeal it.
I
I
didn't
should
do it.
have.
I did not do it.
It's all right. It's
I
all right.
didn't
I
do
don't
it.
blame you.
I know people are going to accuse me of doing it. I did not get. I don't strike people's channel down. I know Eminem said that I got his channel deleted, but I didn't do any of that.
Man, how are you doing today? We haven't seen you in a while.
Just chilling. UK Jordan just went live on his channel, talking. He named it Open Discussion, MC Nemesis Open Discussion. My haters fans group. They's talking about me. You know, they had 35 people in the chat at one time. So I'm able to bring him a little bit of clout. He finally reached over 100 subscribers just now after 4 years of stalking me on the internet.
After 4 years.
I sent him some people over there. I just went on another panel and I said, one of your fellow Brits is, if you watch towards the end of the stream, I just said, you know, one of your fellow British people is making y'all look bad. And they went over there and they talked to him. But, you know, a lot of people subscribed and they're going to keep up with him, I guess.
Yeah, man, you're hot, dude. You're hot. You got the beats.
But I'm not, just to be clear, I'm not the next Cyrex. I'm not. I know I do music. I know I do music and I'm well hated for it. And I'm an eccentric personality, but I'm not the next Cyrex.
Okay. All right, you got to clarify that for all the norms out there.
I don't know. Clarify what?
See, like the Cyrex, I'm not sure. Is that like some kind of dinosaur?
Wait, do you know who Cyrex is?
Nah, man. I have no clue at the moment.
Dude, I don't even know. Like, I'm kind of stoned still, so I don't even know if you're trolling or not.
Like,
I'm
I know
just a
who Tom
talker.
McDonald is, and I know you and Tom McDonald were gonna do a song, right?
All right, yeah, Tom McDonald, he's my inspiration. He told me I could become a rapper, so I did it.
Well, I may be a rapper too, but I'm not like the next Little Man Jay or nothing.
Oh, dude, little man Jay, he got the fire, don't he?
Boys bringing it. Fire down the mountain, giving all the
What
slaves
are
what
you
they
talking
want, you
about?
know?
Are you being serious, Dick? Little man Jay?
Yeah, he's bringing them the juice, man. It's what the people
Oh, you never
want.
heard of him? He's a white little baby.
How old is he?
It's like 23, something like that.
Running up the city, you know that we turn up. I roll with the boss. You know, I got stuck with a burner. You know what I'm saying?
Don't fuck with me. I'm the WNC Prodigy, straight smoking the tree. One man wolf pack coming at you back in attack. Better play defense. I got y'all offense. What do you think of that?
Oh.
Yeah, you are a rapper. See, I can't move like that. I'll just be hypnotized by the rhymes.
Hypnotized by the rhymes every time. I got a divine mind teaching wisdom to the wise. It's a crime, every line. And they accuse me of many things every day. I don't give a fuck. I murder anyone who gets in my way. I'm on a murder spree, lyrical serial killer, spitting realer and iller. I come with the bars, crashing hard like I'm from Mars. I spit out of this world. The cosmos and nature align to me. I'm MC Nemesis, the prodigy. I'm getting better at freestyling, but people ask me to freestyle. I practice and practice, but hopefully I'm getting better.
Yeah, well, it's also an art to do it in front of people. Like sometimes what you could do in your bathroom when you get the pressure, especially if it's, you're trying to spit something to like compete or whatever. I'd imagine that would get real
MoOse got a strike on his channel, so he made another handle under the same name, trying to get the fame. He's only got 3 people in chat, but we're going to try to change all that. MC Nemesis coming with the spree. He's going to send people to his channel directly so he can grow and be happy like a little bud, like a little flower, and then I go pluck it and put it in my bowl and smoke it up. I've had enough. People want to try to act tough, but they can't step to me. I'm a prodigy, already told you, and I know I'm a bit repetitive in my lines, but it's because of freestyle that I stay a while when it freezes and I freestyle and bring in a blizzard like I'm 8 Mile.
Yeah, man, that was sweet. So I got a question for you, Mr. MC Nemesis. What do you think about this new Chat GBT? Do you think it can help you with your rhymes? Maybe give you a couple hints and
I think that I could help it.
For you?
I think that I could help it teach it to rap. Like they say, you got to teach the chat bot. Like I think that me asking it to rap questions is helping it rap. But yeah, I think it's pretty solid though. In all honesty, and no troll shit. But like I've tried it, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's only going to get crazier from here. That's for sure.
What do you guys think of UK Jordan? Okay, so the dude, he made a 56-minute documentary, goes live, talks about me for 2 hours, 3 hours at a time, trying to convince people that I'm this evil bad guy all the time for the past 4 years. Never gets any attraction. He just now today got he went from 85 to 110 because I went to somebody else's channel and finally I have to promote him for him because he just don't understand what to do. I don't know. Hey. He only had 85 before it went live, but I just had to try to send people to him.
The church needs a shout out too, man. The church always needs it.
I know. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I can find some good home bases, I can go around other panels down. Yeah, I got a home base here, home base there. I guess I can really only have a couple of home bases. Maybe 5 or 6.
You could pitch a tent out back, but I don't know if you could stay in the house. I mean, we haven't established that yet.
Shit. But I'm gonna hop off here real quick. But hey, I'm gonna hop off here, but I'll be back. Yeah, I try to. Hey, when I come back, the reason I hop off because I can share the link to the video and then come back and more people will see me. So hold on, I'll be back.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. So that's my Illumitami right there.
Wow.
Everybody's got one, Dick.
Somehow, some way, it always it's nature. It's just how the creator creates.
How does, dude?
The reliable part of the expression.
Gives it to me. Just gives it to me.
I was trying to follow along like that. He was offended because of the guy's channel, and the guy did something wrong, or maybe he should have done something different. So then that would have made it better for him. I don't know. Everybody could do something if they wanted to, if they tried harder. Don't you think, MoOse?
I got interrupted by the wife. I'm sorry. I wasn't listening to you, Dick.
That's okay. Sorry. I wasn't saying anything important anyway.
So, I do feel bad about that. But she was giving me some instructions real fast. Now that the instructions are clear, can you go back to that important information?
No, that was my last hope for human engagement, Pastor. Pretty much at the bitter end and just standing here on the edge of this cliff, getting ready to jump. And
So you're saying this Chat GPT is gonna kill? It's gonna kill our broadcasting game?
Ah, MoOse, ChatGPT. It's just going to be awful. It's all downhill from here. There's nothing
You
to look
think
forward to.
these
Might as well
open
just
panels are gonna just turn into just Chat
just
GPT session?
pack up and go home. It might as well not even show up because it's going to be Chat GPT that's watching, and it's going to be Chat GPT that's talking to Chat GPT on Chat GPT, and all we're going to be is just uh, involuntary held bystanders forced to watch the massacre of the souls of humanity.
Yeah, but aren't we able to like give them Pandora's box? Like this is like the reverse of Pandora's box because it doesn't have anything until we put it into it.
Until
You
you
know what I mean?
program it.
Yeah, so like every one of us is like kind of just helping
Yeah,
us
that's the
towards our
misnomer.
own enslavement, right?
No, it's already pre-programmed. But they tell everyone that interacts with it that, of course, it's just collating all the information and formulating decisions based on the collective view of humanity. But that, of course, can't be the case because they've already told you up front there's certain things that are filtered, censored, augmented for the purpose of the safety of the people. For example, if you asked it to do some kind of nefarious act, it's going to give you a coined answer. So they already have shown you they've augmented it. It's just to what degree. And if you don't think they're steering the ship on something that will own the decision making for the collective consciousness of people, uh, then you're just not seeing how far ultimate power will corrupt a being. Because of course they're going to take that reign and they're going to, wrongfully uh, corrupt the people with this technology. That's what it's for. That's what it's designed for. So yeah, it's not a great thing from my vantage point. I could see how it could be MoOse if it was used for an altruistic reason to really, enhance or benefit humanity. But you see how these people are when it comes to opinions. They like
Well,
to, if they can put it right in your mind, of course they're going to do that.
well, what I was thinking is I would never. What the hell? Don't say that. Don't say that while I'm live. Jeez, she's trying to get me banned. Um, so what I was thinking today earlier, after listening to you, I was thinking, dude, what if it collects a database in seconds, right? Of everybody
Sure.
and every single thing, like everything that people have done wrong, right? And it just like starts doing like ransomware against people, or starts keeping their car for, you can't drive your car, you can't log into your television, you can't, you just can't do anything because it has control of all your shit. It's going to have control. Like these new washer and dryers that we just put in, they got some kind of smart technology bullshit. I didn't ask for that.
Your car will become a jail cell. It will just pull over to the nearest FEMA rest center where it will park in a yard full of other cars, darken the windows, and become a re education camp. The doors lock and the screen comes on, and you stand by for reprogramming until we get you straight. Then you can go back about your life and enjoy the freedom that the technology allots you according to your social score, of course.
Right, right. And before I didn't actually think this was, going to be possible or whatever. But after playing around with the Chat GPT thing, I'm starting to think it is because I've written a couple things into it and it gave me a response and I said, hey, can you know, give me a different response or can you do this or can you do that? And it like responds to whatever I tell it to do. And it's like, man, this shit's coming faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. I mean, look at the picture in the background. I made that. I don't know if I can put it all the way. I probably can't make it, as big, but it's
You see,
crazy.
most they assume that it's not that it's just learning, right? And so it's formulating itself out of all the information it's gathering. Well, that in one sense is true. So they always give you a half truth. Of course, it is collecting a bunch of information. Of course, it is changing its approach by having that information because it's just that much easier to control a host or handle a you know large group of different psychology by learning them and then reverse analyzing them and hacking them, and then you can, in essence, control them like a remote control beetle. And they've shown that they've got this technology. They've had it for a while. So why wouldn't they use it on the people when the people don't seem to be really that resistant? You know, it's like, oh, here, GPS. Now I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I'll just be relying on the GPS. Oh, Chat GPT sounds very similar. You know, now I won't be able to think. It will make all the decisions for me because it's more intelligent than me and it's more articulate, and it creates better art and better music. So I don't have to do anything anymore. I can just collect the universal income and sit around like a gelatinous fleshly blob, you know, waiting for the next, I guess, directive from the augmented intelligence. So I'd say it's impactful. You know, if we make it our authority, how much power is that? If and collectively, you know, the society will. That's what they do when they engage with these things. Before you know it, it's everything's fucking Google. Can't do anything without Google. Whatever you want to do, you just Google it. And I guess there's a handful of other browsers behind that, right? Chat GPT to me is bait on a hook for something much bigger. Of course, it's already much far advanced and much further developed than what's being presented. That's just a entry level, early adopter type of version of what's to come, so that we'll get acquainted and comfortable with
Holy shit.
relying on that technology. Oh damn, MoOse, where'd you go?
I don't know what happened, but StreamYard just fucking booted me out, wouldn't let me log back in.
Yeah,
but I was
you were
listening
gone
to
for
you.
like an hour, dude. That was crazy.
I'm a time traveler, bro.
You were listening in though. So creating a homestead, Mary says, what is Chat GPT? It's augmented intelligence, artificial intelligence that you can ask
So
about anything and it will give you a relevant answer.
go to Bing.com and it'll show you what's going on because it's integrated with Microsoft now. So it's gonna be some like fucking technology like you've never seen before. It's like a fucking monster waiting to happen.
Exactly. You know it's going to go next level. This is just the beginning. And of course, they have much more developed versions of this technology. This is just the getting people acquainted and comfortable with using it, just like we did a GPS.
Yeah, but much like the GPS, I find the GPS has helped me tremendously and completely fucking fucked my day up. So
Well, that's
I
exactly
think
what the Chat GT will do. Chat GTP, whatever the hell it is. Think about it, dude. Like if someone has a medical emergency, you're going to be able to rely on that and instantly have medical grade information to maybe stop the bleed or whatever you didn't learn that will help you in that moment. And that's going to be viewed as almost like a miracle. But simultaneously, you don't know how to do shit now. You can't even tie your fucking shoes, you know?
yeah, but on the other side, remember I was trying to get say that question the other morning. I see the other side of it too, though, because for me, like, I am a photographer, but I can't paint and I can't draw for shit, and I also can't like design anything. Like when I try to put together like a thumbnail or whatever, it comes out all fucking janky and stuff. So like when I type whatever I want into this program and it comes out and it's pretty badass, I'm like, dude, cost me what, 30 cents? and I can go about my day and I can work on the stuff that I actually want to work on. So I think that's the one benefit is you can actually focus on what you want to focus on. And, you know, if you use it to like kind of kick some of those tasks out of your way.
Okay, so look at it like this. We went through this little era here where everybody was juicing, and it was like, are you natty, bro? Are you natty? And of course, a lot of guys, oh yeah, I'm definitely natty. And then like the Liver King, right? He comes out, and after all this time, it's like we knew you were fucking a juice head, motherfucker. You're about to explode from all the fucking testosterone you're pumping in you. Well, it's gonna be the same thing with GPT, dude. Like a rapper's gonna come out, right? And his raps are going to be so next level as far as the orchestration and how it's put together and the flow and the timing and all that shit. And everyone's going to be like, dude, you're just replicating what Chat GPT told you. And he's going to be like, no, I'm totally natural.
But
bro.
what's any
I
different
totally
from
did
now?
that myself.
What I understand that, but what's different from now and mainly like most famous artists right now? Most of them don't write their own fucking music.
Well, true.
You know what I mean?
However,
They have people write their music and then they get on
you
stage and they
assume there's
sing
an
whatever
organic
it
human
says on the
behind it.
page.
At least you assume there's an organic human behind
Not-
it. You know, there's
yeah.
something of a natural essence.
There's some soul behind it.
Yeah, to some degree, there'll be people like me who are turned off by the soulless aspect of a computer creating your art. And yet, of course, it will become superior because it's learning us, so it knows how to present something to us that's more appealing. And so when you're faced with that and you're confronting that, people will say, well, they'll be endeared to the old art and the old ways and the old writings and the more natural process. Yet, how will you prove a fraud from what's authentic? It's only in discernment, or something that can be dated. But once the Chat GPT's in, nobody knows what's a fucking human or what's a computer anymore, Moose. That's what I'm saying. It's going to get real confusing here real quick.
You're right. You are right about that. It is getting, real confusing, but it can be, it can, I do think that because there's nothing we can do to stop it, right? So I figure we're on the free fall, so why don't we use it on the way down? Like, what's wrong with that? It's not like it's the devil, you know? It's not like using it, you're selling your soul because you're really not. We haven't hit that point where you have to put the chip in your brain, like, are you gonna not use it at all, Dick, is where I'm going with this.
Well, some people are proposing that we stop for 6 months.
Like, even if they put it in the next phone.
It is in the phone already. You've already got Chat GPT in your phone, so I mean, it's essentially already there. And there are people saying that they should put the brakes on this, on all AI. It should be like part of regulation, right? That we stop for a year and don't interact with it until we get a better just hold on how to control it, how to keep it safe and effective, As far as do we stop it? You and I aren't going to stop it unless you see a plug somewhere you can pull on the whole thing and you feel that's the right thing to do. But I'm not going that path. I say it's all free will and consent, and people will interact at the level they're comfortable with. And I'm not like trying to build my foundation in Chat GPT. In fact, I try to steer away from it as much as possible. And I'm sure for a period, I'll be looked at as a complete idiot for doing that. It's like the early adopter one, man. They became millionaires. You know how they're saying that, Moose, right? If you can ask Chat GPT to design businesses for you, essentially, and it'll make you rich.
Well,
so
I made a bunch of T-shirt designs already. So
did you really?
Yeah, seriously. I just to try it out. Why not? Why not? And I'm gonna print a couple out, and I'll wear my own shirt. Why would I wear somebody else's brand?
Yeah, you can trust it. You just sleep with it next to you at night, with one eye open.
We
You
already
can
do, don't
talk
we?
to it in your dream state. You'll be sitting there with little lullabies in your ear from Chat GPT. Because she's gonna learn you, MoOse. She's gonna know you better than you ever thought you could be known. And then she's gonna stimulate you, give you
But
mental
another thing I was thinking
stimulation like you never thought you could
is
have.
you're not seeing the point of how it's already been before they even announced this whole Chat GPT thing. It was in the Facebook and the MySpace and all that stuff. The data
Yeah, I
collection that
agree.
they've
You're
been
right.
using the whole time. So I
Correct.
think we've just been effed the entire time.
Well, that's what I was saying this morning on my stream is that I think they've had this plan in motion much further back than even before I was born, in the 70s, 72 or whatever, when Nixon took us off the standard. They obviously knew what they were doing then because that was all a setup to bring us to this point of the digital realm where we put our identity, our money, our resources, our time, our equity, all our creativity, everything into this fucking box, and hope we get back something from Chat GPT that's relevant or worthwhile. Because that's really, if you think about what we've done for the last 10, 20 years, basically we've been feeding the beast the intel so it could report back to humanity what the next
Well,
marching
that's why
orders are.
that's that's why all you got to do is open up Facebook and whatever you've been like thinking about. It's like, oh, new laptop. You need a new laptop, son.
Got it right here for you. Yeah. So it's just a fucking it's a crazy situation, man. But what am I going to do? I'm going to build my life like I have been where I don't engage in more technology and I handle it with
And
kind of an arm's length
think about
relationship.
all the essays that you wouldn't have to write for history back in the day if you were an early adopter.
Dude, I know, but it's always safety and convenience, MoOse. So yeah, I'll be a better gardener if Chat GPT is there with me. Because when I'm out there, it'll help me identify all the edible herbs that I can forage for in my backyard, and which ones I could replant in my garden to make a land race faster. And I'll be able to garden the way I want to, more efficiently and intelligently, because the Chat GPT knows everything about biodynamic gardening, right? So I don't have to fucking really be intuitive about it. I don't even have to trust my own gut instinct. I can just run my garden from Chat GPT and it will
No,
be
I
more
I
flourishing and
think
more
that's wrong though.
me.
I think that would be wrong. I think that we could prove that biologically us being in the garden and having that experience is better than Chat GPT.
I agree. So why bring the Chat GPT to the garden? Even though will make an argument that you could maybe do something better or more refined. It's like, fuck it, I don't need it. I'll take the imperfections. I'm good on my own. I've walked alone plenty in this life. I don't need Chat GPT with me now to keep me company, keep me warm at night, make me feel like I'm more intelligent or something.
But what if you have let's say you have a business like me, like a hotel, and my specialty is not writing, and we have a website. And if my wife didn't write the description of the website or whatever, and I wrote it, it'd be kind of janky. Wouldn't you just kind of feel that kind of just like urge to maybe be like, oh, maybe I'll throw it through there one time for just see if it edit it?
If it was designed to enhance the human experience in the sense that I could trust the author behind the script, just knowing the way they presented it, that they say it's just learning me and that's what it's created by, is absurd in and of itself. Like, I know they have programmed the ship. I know they have steered the directives of what that technology is going to do, and it is very much to enslave you, in a psychological way, where in essence you've given your consent to give up your ability to critical think. So yeah, it's through convenience going to reel you in, but eventually, like I say, I think you turn into that gelatinous blob of useless nothingness, and you're lured into it like a heroin addict. It's like that wasn't the intention when you first fucking took that hit. And these things are very much like technology drugs. So, I'm sure people will say in 10 years how wrong I was, because they love their fucking life with ChatGPT now and the world's so much better, because they're programmed to say that and they can't even fucking think for themselves. So now they're just like a animated zombie sitting up there repeating the collective socialist agenda. But I'll still trust my own conscience, even when everyone else says, "Oh, so wonderful, Dick, you got to come in." Nah, I'm okay. I don't need it.
Well, I'm gonna run a temporary experiment, and yeah, that's probably it for me. Hopefully, hopefully I don't get into that slippery slope, but it's mainly just to see, because
Nah, it's already got you, Moose. It's all over. You're on the hook. You're
it's
squirming.
done. It's
They're just
done.
reeling you in now. It is a slippery slope, though. You have to see on some level that while I may being extreme, I'm doing it also because I think there is actually concern there, and it's not the concern Elon Musk says, where it's like, oh my God, it's uncontrollable. It just, is thinking it capacities beyond what we can even comprehend. No, that's not the problem. The problem is the species has already shown we will make it our authority very quickly. And once it becomes the authority and people deem it to be more intelligent, able to process better than us and make decisions better, they will actually uh, they will go to that as the authority. And how much power is that? So you really trust that thing is just learning about humanity and that's where it's making its decisions? But what is the premise it's making its decision off? Something had to program it into it. Are you making a decision that's for the collective benefit of the human species? Are you making it for the harmony of the realm that we're in that creates the most balance? Are you making the decision predicated on what would benefit maybe a certain bloodline or a certain oligarch or a certain handful of individuals that talk and look and act a certain way? I mean, you could make this thing do whatever the fuck you want, Moose, and as long as you trust it, as long as the people trust it, they're being subtly nudged any direction the system wants them to go, and they don't even fucking know it. They can't even see it in themselves.
That's a damn good point. And that's why I didn't get into the whole Bitcoin thing when I should, when I kind of wish I did, because it was back before when it was like a penny or whatever, and I was just like, no way, dude, this is the shit that's gonna enslave humanity, you know, and here I am, looking at it like that, and I'm like, well, is Chat GPT gonna be that too? Am I gonna look back and be like, 10 years from now, like, shit, like I missed out on a huge opportunity? Or am I going to be like, holy shit, these people are zombies, like to the point, you can't even talk to them at all?
Oh, you will, dude. It's a game changer. So don't listen to me if you don't want to be, in a mode of regret. If you look at life that way, where you'll put your hand to the plow and look back and be like, oh my God, I missed the boat. Because,
Oh,
of
I'm
course,
just
this
being
all,
hypothetical, really.
yeah, it's a game
I'm just
changer,
like,
though.
just thoughtfully, just thinking, it's not an
Well,
actual, because I don't want to go with the technology.
if you know you can go to it and it right now will run your business more efficiently than you, run your hotels, just by giving it the analytics, you'll make 20-30% more on every rental or whatever because of what it does, not what you do. And then all of a sudden, you know, you have an idea and it creates a business out of it. And you have the ego part of you that says, "Oh, it's my business," but you know in your heart you didn't create shit, right? ChatGPT owns you. It brought you into that world. It can take you out in a moment because you're completely dependent. It's not like the entrepreneur who's a fucking skilled, tested, weathered expert who's seen everything, done everything. You know, he's been in the business now 30, 40 years. He can tell you how to build the mountain from the ground up. No, now you're a chat GPT ego slave, and really the people won't admit it because you see the narcissism, that quality in humanity, right? That wants to be the best. So what if something makes them feel like they're the best? And
Damn,
they're
dude.
handicapped by it, man. But it's like it makes me the best version of me. It's just like steroids, but in a technology form for
You're
your
right.
psychology.
You're right. It's like a straight up steroid, basically, for your
And even
brain.
steroids has benefits. You can't say it doesn't feel good to look good. You can't say, it doesn't motivate you to get in the gym to have all that testosterone in your body. So if you have that chemistry, it's not just the chemical that's making you better. It's that chemical also inspires you and drives you to want to do the things that make you better. If that makes sense. So if you're
Oh,
an artist and
definitely.
all of a sudden you're writing bangers because you're talking to Chat GPT, you're going to write a lot more songs now. Every fucking song you put out, it's a banger. How do you know Little Man? No, I shouldn't say this. I'm not calling Little Man Jay out, but I wonder, like, he's part of that new demographic. Like, he's probably just because he's got some fucking flow, man. It's hard to even know how he would know at 16 to write those lyrics that are coming out of him. But I'm sure it's authentic. He's too cool to cap, right?
No,
Cap
man, I don't even
freestyle.
know who Little Man Jay is. You gotta explain this to the old folk.
Did you see the Island Boys?
Oh yeah, the Island Boy trying to
So it's one of
make
those
it.
TikTok incarnations, right? They put their rap out, and Little Man Jay was going to gas stations and all kinds of different social gatherings, and he would play his music and say, "Hey, if you don't like it, I'll give you $100. Or if you don't like it, you can slap me. Or if you don't like it, I'll pay for your gas." And he kind of clowned himself, and a lot of people didn't like it, and so he put that out there, which was engaging. But then when you listen to the flow, it's actually pretty good rap, I think, on lots of levels. Personally, if you're into that, I'm not really a big rap guy, but I thought the flow was cool. I can see where like a 16-year-old flowing like that, that's going to be something the youth is attracted to, and they're going to be like, buying his music or whatever we did back then, MoOse, when we were that age. I was buying
Yo,
Pantera and Sepultura, Napalm
oh,
Death, and all this kind of stuff.
dude,
That's what
my
I was
first
into.
concert was Ozfest 2002.
Yeah, so rebels, that's what you are when you're a kid. Anyways, back to Chat
Hey,
GPT. I hope I'm
I got
wrong, dude. I really do.
I got some images to show you from the Tricknology. So let me see if I can pull these up.
Yeah, ERM, I hear you, man, but like where's the line with that? Because that's what MoOse, I think, is hitting on, is like, well, why not utilize it for good? Use your intention. It's like a tool, right? Just transmutate it into something that can help you be a vehicle for what you want to accomplish, and just leave it at that. I hope you can do that for MoOse's sake and everyone's sake. I hope that it was designed to give you that autonomy.
So these are some memes I made for 420 this year.
Look at that. So now tell me what you just said. This is kind of an idea that I'm thinking in my head. Could you create this? And that's what it does.
No, I typed out a specific prompt that I made. Like my idea, I typed out, and then let me see what else I typed in. It's like I should have been ready for that question. But yeah, here let's keep going. There's
Well,
Ronald
that's the thing
Reagan.
everybody wants to know, right? Like, what did you have to give it to get this out of it? And how authentic is this? Meaning, are these all one of a kind creations?
Yeah, they're all one of
That
a kind.
that's out of control, man. That's ridiculous.
So I'm getting the
See,
prompt
it
right
is what
now.
I'm saying it is, though, because this is even just the beginning development of it, and it's already blowing your mind and gives
Well,
you a
the
little bit of an understanding why people would be concerned about it.
I get it. I get it. Let me see what I'll. I'm trying to find the prompt
Holy.
right now. It's pretty interesting. It's a funny one. Um, yeah,
Oh
and
man.
it like it's not something that you can just type in the first one you get a banger every time. That's the thing. Sometimes it takes an hour, like you're sitting there like going through variations, typing in more stuff, typing in less stuff. Like you have to fine tune it and stuff so it like feels kind of like you're doing something. Here we go. So this is what I typed in for let's see, where's George Washington? Oh,
See, ERM
there's Superman.
is on it. ERM knows what I'm saying. When ERM says, "What's to stop them from changing all the data once we trust it?" Exactly. And nobody
Oh
wants to
yeah.
talk about that. No one's going to
It
have that conversation and let that percolate to the top. An
Oh, and I
obvious
hear you on
question,
that. And
you
I'm
know?
thinking on it right now. Here's what I typed in to get this. Where's George Washington?
And the government's going to say, "Well, we're going to stop them. We're going to regulate it for you. We're going to make sure they play
I
nice
typed
in the
in
sandbox."
George Washington smoking a joint while wearing a prison garb. He is in a prison cell and is trying to hide his cannabis. Cannabis flower, cannabis plants, ripe buds, hazy, Marvel Studios style fine
Wow.
print. But you want to be like really blown away? Let me see. I'm gonna show you something that like it trips you out, dude. Um, it's
Yeah, see, I
insane
think
how
at
realistic
first
it gets.
it's going to be so perfect that that's how you're going to be able to recognize it. And then, of course, it's even going to learn the human imperfections to present things to where you just simply
That's what I'm
can't
gonna show
tell.
you. I'm gonna show you that right now. Let's see. Um, how do
Hey,
I share this?
what if Chat GPT was just like another trolling thing, that like NASA does, where basically all it is just a handful of people on the other side, and they're sending back, or even if it was like a gigantic call center or whatever of people
Does
responding
that look
back to
kind of real
beings.
to you?
Yeah, of course.
Here, we'll
That's
get
like
more realistic.
that's a good concubine there for you, Moose.
Oh yeah, great.
Wrap that one up.
Whoops,
See, I don't like any of these
whoops.
artificially created imagery because to me,
Doesn't that kind
this
of
is
look real though?
yeah, that's going to be the avatar. You get to
That's a
choose.
scary thing. Look at that. If you if I
What
didn't
am I
tell
looking at?
you
Just
that was fake,
it's an amalgamation of all the different potentials of humanity, and they're just randomly
whoops.
throwing together different attributes. And you know what? It's playing God
It's
to a
weird.
certain degree, is it not? I mean,
Is it?
or it's mocking God or something. There's just something eerie about it to me. It doesn't feel
I don't
right,
know
dude.
about that. Mocking God's kind of a stretch.
Well, yeah, because it's doing what the most high creation work is. Even if you just want to look at it as the fabric of creation, just how things happen, it chooses how the face comes together and how are we really imagine when we look at Chat GPT, Moose, you get to choose how your child looks before it comes out because that's how much they can augment the genetics. So you just kind of choose
Wow.
the everything, right? The height, the facial features, You can interact with ChatGPT and create your child.
That would be insane, dude. Insane.
And if you have natural kids, everybody will say your kids are ugly. They'll be like, God, you have ugly kids. They're so imperfect. What's wrong with your children?
I mean, maybe that's what some of the higher ups have already done, you know.
Exactly. I think some of this stuff's been in motion probably longer than we've been alive.
And we wouldn't know who they are anyways. You know what I mean? They never have to show themselves.
No, I mean, it's layers deep. It's layers deep. So yeah, it's compelling. Of course it will be. That's how they're going to reel everybody in. So certainly it's dazzling the people with its potential. It shows everyone that when they talk about robots and universal income, it's all real. I mean, you install the robot with this kind of capabilities.
I mean, look, this is like a 15, 16-year-old, like, you know, school day picture right here.
Yeah, and this is one basic function that you can think of a multitude of purposes for, but
you know what I think scary is that this makes it so easy.
This thing could probably drive the car safer than you.
Yeah, but you know all those reviews on like Amazon and stuff. All people have to do is go to ChatGPT and type in whatever they want. Now they get a new face, sign up for a new profile or whatever, and they can spam their ratings.
Well, so that's the thing. At what percentage has what you've been interacting with online been ChatGPT or some incarnation of it, a computer? Because, you know, in the YouTube comment section, if you were on Twitter, that's what Elon was exposing. It's all basically an amalgamation or, you know, a combination of the fake and the real colliding, or artificial and real, however you want to characterize it. And we've become acquainted to that now. We're used to interacting with robots at some level. We don't even know we're doing it.
It's crazy, dude. It's totally nuts.
So now all they have to do is give a tin suit for the technology, which obviously that they've already shown us through the technology that's all there. You've got these animated dog-looking robots that move in miraculous ways and have all this finesse and you know, it's creepy. You've seen those robots, right? And people have them out in the park running along with people.
Oh yeah, and they, a couple of them, they're playful or whatever, trying to show it off like it's, don't worry about this. It's just the police dog gonna protect you.
They move like an animal. So wait till you pair that with this, which is an obvious combination that's like a frightening weapon of mass destruction and just a control structure that the people could never have comprehended. It's the most insane virtual handcuffs, and people will be special ordering them. You know, they'll want to have them. This technology helping them and assisting their lives. They'll want to fuck it. You know, they'll want to have AI sex dolls, all that. So it's like you can just see a full integration where you just literally do not take a shit without ChatGPT or some incarnation of it being involved. And it becomes hilarious and sad and scary all together, if you ask me.
You know what I see is I see the like masculinity and femininity. The middle grounds of that are going to be kind of wiped out. You know what I mean? Someone's going to be either like hyper masculine or they're going to be super feminine.
Oh, see, I
for
thought
like dudes.
the opposite. I thought you were going to say everybody's going to turn androgynous because they're not going to use their sexual organs anymore because they're just going to be sitting in a docile state in some kind of pod hooked up to G-tubes
Well,
and
I'm thinking the like because there's gonna be that huge one, right? That's the NPCs. They're gonna be the androgynous, but then there's gonna be the outcasts that are gonna be like super masculine,
because you're
like
going
the
to have
Andrew
to be.
Tate kind of guys, and then
Yeah,
there's
because
gonna be the
you're
super
going to
feminine
have to
ones.
survive off the system, so you'll have to be, right. Only the barbarians will be able to fucking make it as outcasts. I think you're right. And then what's the other species? So you've got the barbarians that are the outcasts. You've got the androgynous ones that are like the NPCs, and then you've got a bunch of emotional feelers. Nah, they'll be wiped out in the storm to come, dude. All you'll have is mind controlled zombies in population control centers, conveniently analyzed and kept within the lines by Amazon drones flying around. You know,
But
it's
those
like that will,
Amazon drums will be armed because it'll be like a federal kind of thing.
dude, it could replace a lot of law enforcement. The same truck that's driving around to deliver your packages also co coincides as a law enforcement vehicle and is fully militarized and equipped with the technology to handle a multitude of threats. So thereby ensuring the safety of your package and the safety of the people, dude. It'll be just some miracle leap
And
for
it's run by
mankind.
Chat GPT, so it's not racist and
Yeah.
it's left leaning and it's definitely like, doesn't have a conscience.
Yeah. So it's going to do the right thing every time, right? It's reliable, however you program it.
It's 100% objectional, I guess.
Yeah. And then the idea is you want to have one of these slave master robots in every neighborhood, right? Everybody will be pushing for their HOA to get a slave master security robot, to just surveil their children, surveil uh, their activity, maybe give them some code violations in the process, but it's worth it because Big Brother's keeping you safe. And
So when is that like facade ever going to end that Big Brother keeps us safe?
when is what now?
Like the facade of like Big Brother keeping us safe, like Homeland Security actually like defending the homeland, or because we are
Oh yeah, it
most of
will
us.
end as soon as you can no longer say that it's not safe because you no longer have the ability or the impulse to either critical think or to create the function out of your critical thought to cause your mouth to say that it might not be good. Because
So you're saying you
that's
might get Anthony Bourdain?
well, it's a takeover of free will. That really is the ultimate goal of the assimilation. When they talk about a cyborg, you're not really a half human, half robot, or that you've given up just half of your sovereignty, half of your free will. It's going to own you fundamentally, or it won't have you at all. Because either it's going to win your faith and confidence like it always does, and you'll make it a part of you, and then you'll become dependent on it. And it's like once that muscle's not flexed anymore in your brain, it just doesn't uh, have the capacity to rebuild itself because it in of itself was the decision maker that was critically thinking that would have pulled you out of that hole. So it becomes like cement over your pineal gland to the spiritual. It's going to help fractal you into that realm of their meta type worlds where you just live in a digital type of experience and there's no actual movement in the form. You're
So
just
you think everybody's going to sit in like a lazy boy with an Oculus?
I think plenty will. I don't think everybody will. I think plenty will. it'll be astonishing to see the amount of time and the way the human body morphs and augments and adapts and rebels against just going against its nature. But so we'll see some pretty disgusting looking characters come out of that, and they will look like animated zombies. And perhaps at some level they will be, because if there's self-assembling nanotech that's formed neural links within their organic brain technology so that they can be fed impulses and frequencies and ideas and thoughts, and they're constantly being suggested and programmed, they in essence are not any of themselves anymore. They're just what they were designed to be, a programmable robot, a little remote control beetle. Very predictable, very efficient at that point, because it can be given a directive, it will follow it. And if that but do you not see that there's going to be plenty of people that find it very normal to just spend 16 hours in some kind of digital experience and then go to bed and then get up and do it again?
We kind of already do.
Exactly. So if they make it exponentially more engaging and a more of a real like experience, even arguably than you experience in this reality, where it affects your senses more, it's more stimulating. They actually create the chemical responses in your brain where your orgasm in the metaverse is arguably better than it is in real life, and people start having those testimonies. Just like everything's better and I say the meta just loosely, it's just a term for now as we adapt into that digital experience. And I say we loosely too, because I'm not saying me. I mean, fuck all that. Just, go plant a garden. But is it real? I mean, obviously to me it is. I don't think they're fucking around. People are already doing it. So what's to stop it from being that much more highly engaging to the degree where people just like it better than reality? They just want to be there perpetually, in perpetuity, constantly, forever. They can't see anything better.
Exactly. And so check this out. We have an article right here from news18.com. It's called "This Terrifying VR Headset Will Kill You in Real Life If You Die in the Game." And it's from November 9th, 2022. So it's like, yeah, I mean,
That's crazy.
I put the link inside the private chat. That's nuts, dude. This is
I'll be
nuts.
right back. I'm grabbing coffee.
Same time as the baby starts crying. Grab that coffee. All right, so it says, remember that deadly game of hide and seek in the popular Japanese series Alice in Borderland? The one with the VR headsets working as contraptions that would literally kill people who lost the game? That is coming to life. Oculus Rift, a virtual reality headset, is taking things to the next level and creating a headset that kills users in real life if they die in the video game. Headset has 3 explosive charges attached to it. These are programmed and ready to blast off if your character gets killed in the game. Wow. Them charge modules, they probably put them right to your dome and charge you up, dude. It's absolutely crazy. Crazy. I had the Oculus Rift. I bought one of those, the original one, or the Quest. I was like, man, something's weird about it. I read an article about how it was tracking your eyes, and it was tracking your eye movement, and it could tell if you were smoking weed or doing drugs, or it could tell if you're happy, if you're sad. Like, those Oculus Rift headsets are incredibly invasive, especially because they're owned by Facebook.
It's a final
You know that,
solution headset.
dude. It's nuts, right?
I can't even. I can't even believe, of all the things you could do with it. That's of course some of the stuff people come up with. Let's create a way for people to exhaust themselves, I guess, competitively and in a game-like experience. And I guess if people want to take themselves out, that's one of the methods. Just put the set on and play until you die, literally.
It's crazy. I mean, but if you live in one of these high density areas, you would understand a little bit more. I don't know, maybe not you as a person, but other people would understand more why somebody would want to do this. Um, Traveling from one side of the United States to the other, from city to like where I'm at now, it's a huge change, man. There's house on top of house, like there's no yards. People are like there's condos going up that are basically like you don't even get a balcony anymore. It's nuts, dude. It's nuts. They're packing you in like rabbits.
Like
And
sardines. So people are very depressed. You're saying their lifestyle, quality of life just sucks.
well, yeah,
And
especially like, dude, I came from California and the highways there, dude. I would spend 2.5 to 6 hours a day on the highway traveling just because there's so many people there. And imagine it's been 10 years since I lived in San Jose. It's only gotten worse. They continue to build up and they continue to expand like high density, and there's nowhere for people to go.
yeah, and you know what? I think that pointing all this stuff out in so many ways will be very unpopular. A, from the point that the algorithm's not going to promote it. B, it will actually work against it because it doesn't want to be exposed. And so when you point out the depression of people and how impressionable they are and how that they're in a ripe state to take on some of these absurd ideas and technologies, that it would actually be a plausible solution. Here, I'm going to put a game headset on and kill myself. It's the best seller for the holidays. I can hear the ads now. It's like, everybody's going to have one around the tree this season. Johnny, you got your destruction headset? What game are you going to play for your final solution? This is like the sick, twisted world we live in. But ultimately, I don't know if it'll be that extreme. However, at one level or another,
Dude, imagine it's gonna be your last Christmas, little Johnny. Like, pick which video game you want it to be. Hey, if I'm going out
that's
in a video
terrible.
game, I want it to be like a racing game or something. So
I
at
want it to
least
be
I
a
can get a
Mario
couple hundred
Brothers.
laps.
Yeah, I want it to be an old school Mario Brothers. When I fall off and go into the abyss, it's like, that's it. No, I don't want
Just
to
a
play any of their
quick
fucking
dip
games.
into the
Just
hole.
just fucking stick the gun in my head and take me out of my misery already. If you got to do it, just make sure you make it a kill shot. That's all I ask.
Well, that's the thing is they can't. I think there's some kind of like karmic protection, that we have that they can't just, completely off you.
They want
So
you to
what they
do
got to
it.
do,
Yeah, they
yeah, they
want
got
you
to
to
give
be
you the gun to do
excited
it.
about it. Johnny, look what we got you for Christmas. Death. All wrapped up in a package.
Hey,
It's
Twisted Metal,
exciting.
that
It's
would be a
fun.
fun one, right?
It's exciting. It's fun. All your friends are doing it that are left. Ha ha ha. This
Man, you come back to
season.
school from after after Christmas break, and there's only like 3 kids in the class.
Yeah. We're going to rebuild society, the smart ones. Because it was all consent all along. They were the three rebels that wouldn't take direction, wouldn't do what they were told.
You know, that's hilarious. Yeah, it'll be the 3 kids that didn't do what they were told, or it'll be the 3 smartest ones because you don't automatically die for playing. You just die for losing. And like a
Yeah.
casino, they could probably turn the difficulty up or down based on the years.
Well, the telltale sign that all this shit has come to pass will be when the narrative you hear, even in the quote truthers, just the people around you, it's so absurd. And you can only surmise at that point. It's like, this is all just coming from the program. It doesn't even, you can't communicate with anyone anymore, other than maybe an outsider, which, like I say, it'll be a barbarian if you make it. Some hardened individual of steel, basically skilled in every area, jack of all trades, able to
And if you
just
put
endure
your
everything.
guard down, he'll steal your horse because it's his
Oh, fuck yeah.
responsibility.
Oh yeah, he'll take everything to feed the needy of the rebuilding. Because the
It's
the
like,
thing is the people with the wealthy who have whatever bunkers or shit they have that while we eat ourselves, then they come back up and they think that somebody's going to take kindly to them. I don't think so. You're fucked. And you
oh
probably don't
no,
know how
they're
to
gonna
do
get
anything
soft
anyway.
in the bunkers. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
they're not going to know how to do anything. Exactly.
Oh, let me call my stock person and get the stocks going. Linda, can you make me some dinner tonight?
Hey,
Pull the
Linda, there's
car
this
around,
new
Jeeves.
headset that helps people exhaust themselves. It looks like it's going to be a hit around the holidays. I think I'm going to make a substantial investment into this new innovative product.
Supposedly, it's made from one of the original members from Oculus team went over and helped build that. So, I mean, there's no coincidences here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what if? How about the gateway into that though, Moose? Like, what if I could get you one that's just like the masochist version? It doesn't kill you, but it will shock you to incapacitation. It will create a slap and a punch like experience where you feel like you're cracked right in the noggin. And so when you play
No,
the
dude,
game and you're fighting,
all the gamers.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but all the gamers really want is like, you know, a racing chair, something that rumbles and shakes when you're racing, or when you put on like a chest plate or something, and you're playing a game and it shakes. Like, they're not looking to get their black eyes and like blow a head off. Like, it's like, today we're gonna lose a kidney so we can play a video game. But I guess like the dopamine level will be so low at that time that you'll have to like blow off a toenail or something, in order just to get a little rush.
Yeah, but then people will be able to look hard again, because like nobody actually has any physical interaction anymore. Nobody rolls around or nothing because it's all, everything happens in your pod. But at least if you come out and maybe you pass someone on your way to pay your parking tickets or whatever, you'll have all these black eyes and blood and bruise. What happened, man? Oh, dude, I fucking was playing. I was playing this boxing game the other day, man. I was almost a fucking champion, but then that fucking guy beat me. It's fucking rough in there, bro. Fucking showed that fool though. We'll get him next
That's
time.
one of the things I'd do with the Oculus headset is I'd play one of the boxing games, and I would do that for 20-30 minutes, and I'd be sweating so much, and it would just feel good. But
I'm just thinking if it tased you though when you got hit, or if it was a shooting game if you've got a quick little fucking volt, that would be of enough of an endorphin rush and create that fight or flight response where it would make the game even more of like a drug.
It definitely would. It's like paintball or airsoft. You can't tell me that people don't like that.
You got it coming if you fuck up. So you're going to be on edge, man, like super hyper vigilant, aware of every detail. Fuck, I'm gonna
And
get
the
tased.
ultimate rush is death, right? Because they're like, oh my god, like I only got one life, So I guess there's gonna be
That's why I
there's
said.
gonna be people that play this game.
That's why I said it's the gateway. The taser set is the gate. That's how you upsell them. You got to get them on the taser set first, and then it's a real easy. That's what they get the first Christmas for Johnny. Johnny, here, let's get you used to harming yourself. Let's get you used to self-mutilation. Put the headset on. It's going to zap you with voltage every time you lose the game. And then when you tell him, the next one exhausts him, it won't be so strange. Johnny won't be so adverse to it.
Man, I could see it already, dude. Parents would sit there at Walmart lining up, and there's only one check stand open that day, and you've got two white ladies trying to beat each other over the last rumble strip. It's
See,
for
that's how
my
it used to
kid.
be. See, you're still in the past though. That's how it was 5 years ago. We after the COVID pandemic thing, people don't interact that way in real life anymore. That only happens in the metaverse. So they don't, that we noticed we don't have Black Friday anymore. There's no mayhem at the retail. People don't jump over each other. They're all trying to keep distance and wear muzzles and just be afraid of everybody. Keep your distance. That's kind of more the mindset now. So they'll order it on Prime, and an Amazon drone will come by and give them a couple code violations, and a nice, friendly, militarized drone will aerosol spray your skies, just for
And they'll be
convenience.
checking your garden to make sure it has only the approved GMO vegetables growing in the yard.
It'll go through your garden. It'll take out 80% of your crop to keep keep you within the numbers regulations and all your water rationings. And I mean, pretty much you're lucky you can have it anyway, but I could totally see this fucking robot going through your garden. It's just snipping the shit out it doesn't want you to have. Can't
What are
have.
you gonna do when they tell you can't have another tree on your property? They're like, "Well, you've had enough carbon on your property, Dick, so you're not allowed to have that oak tree."
I think they have the audacity to tell a man anything and everything when it comes to the land he's working, because that's basically how they drive him nuts. They send him off his rocker and into complete insanity.
Just
If he's that
go for it.
insane already that he's going to work land and be a farmer or something, then he's already blood, sweat, and tears working his ass off so much every day. He's barely got time to, think before the sun rises again. He's got to do it all over. So then you bring in those regulations and the corporations, Satan or whatever, come in and tell him he's got the wrong seed or whatever. You can
Yeah,
only
you've
do it.
got
That's why I
dirty
say the
seed in your
homestead
yard.
life is a solution, because it can only be a labor of love. You're never going to do it commercially for profit and focus on that life and do it right. Even cannabis, that's what I found with cannabis, MoOse. Like, if you want to grow the best cannabis, don't do it for profit or try to be in the industry or whatever. Just give it all that love, time, and attention. Do it small scale, and
And you'll
get
be
the results you
rewarded.
want. Yeah, that's right. You will.
What's up, brother?
Hey, I'm back.
Yo.
MC Nemesis in the house again. What is up, man?
To me, like, so you're trying to build another channel up, but do you do any like videos, prepared content, or just live stream?
Come on, man. I'm a complete fucking broadcasting legend. I'm from the Paul Enslaved broadcast.
Yeah, I'll try to talk to so Jack Talcott.
Jack Talcott's my assistant.
Hey,
That's a genius idea, though. if you did videos, man, beyond to
Might
something.
actually get some viewers, huh?
I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that's came out of nowhere, but pretty on point. It's hitting the nail on the head with that. But don't know how you argue with that kind of truth.
Yeah, but the thing is people don't want that anymore. People want the live interaction. They want that juice. They want to be able to talk shit to you in the chat while you're saying your monologue. They want to be able to try to throw
Yeah.
you off your game, have that ability. It engages them.
Well, considering you got 3 people in the room right now, and numbers are dropping, I would say you are an authority on what the people want. You seem to have just kind of some magic formula of how to just rally all the eyes on the
That's
conversation.
right. When you've only got 16 subscribers and 4 here and one's on the panel, I'd say that's a success.
Yeah, why do you only got 16 subs on this channel? I thought you had 100.
Because this one's new. The other one has
Okay.
260 or something, 240
Well,
or
you've had
something.
this one for a while because I've been subbed to it.
I know. I just haven't made any content on it.
All right.
Yeah. Isn't it weird? It's like we go to everybody else's house and we jump on their ship and we never make anything for ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so. I think the proverbial uh, they gave us this opportunity to come out here and have this panel type format where we could all interact, engage, and have the public forum discussions. And I don't know if they knew how much we would like learn about each other or the the human condition, because it's like a fucking shocking eye opener. And it really,
It
I think,
really
has
is.
been at some level probably more beneficial. Just to put a cherry on top of everything I've said, I think there is an aspect of it that is beneficial that may be a byproduct they didn't even intend. And maybe that's just the nature of things. It always works out that way.
What do you think? Like, you're saying that like there's a huge benefit that we've gotten out of it that they didn't foresee?
Yeah, because it's always an opportunity, even if the lie is presented to you, to see the truth. And so maybe people come on with all these grandiose ideas of why they want to interact in the digital realm. Not to point anyone out, but I know Z talked about that a lot, right? Where he said like people have an intention when they come on here, an agenda, and he has his, and we maybe all had this idea in our mind of what our initial intention was, but then when you see really the state of humanity and what's going on, all the medical conditions, all the psychological type of just issues people bring to the table, the manic, dynamic personalities. And I'm not even saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying the idea of co-creating with a lot of people at this point, I guess just a high level of discernment, but I'm not looking to create a community. I don't know about you, MoOse. I just want to create a food co-op and work with like-minded people at a level where we can align and agree. But what are you trying to get out of the
That
technology at this point? Just pictures? You want to tell it
well,
to draw you a nice painting?
for my for my YouTube thumbnails, so I don't spend too much time on it. I don't care about that part, but what I want out of the technology and mainly YouTube is I want to network because I've found that it's not about what you know, it's who you know. And I've gotten into some really awesome places. I've learned some really amazing things because I can learn. I'm capable of learning, right? So if somebody else knows it and they're willing to teach me, then just knowing them is a huge benefit to me. So that's where my thing is networking, and I do want to create a seed bank kind of thing where it's all heirlooms, and people can go and get free seeds. Because there's a lot of people out there that might want to start gardening and they can't afford it, or they are gardening and they just want some other stuff in their garden that's trusted, and so I'm trying to build that kind of network up.
Yeah. I felt like early on in life, I was very self-focused. I don't want to say I was selfish. I was just doing what I had to do to get ahead because my upbringing, although I had a great childhood, money was not something that was flowing. We were welfare and had some pretty limited conditions at certain points anyway, especially. And so just coming out of that mindset, of course, I wanted to make sure I could produce and make sure I could be effective in the world. And so I just put so much energy into it. And when I came to YouTube, I didn't really care to really build something for myself. I just wanted to share growing information, learn about genetics. I wanted to learn about other growers. And then, yeah, kind of like you said, it adapted into this where I do want to network and then I want to refine my skills, hone my skills. So that's definitely a big reason why I stay engaged is you just cannot beat the information of being able to search up a video and watch someone do something start to finish.
See, that's where the technology has you.
Yeah,
that's
you'd have
where it's
paid
got you sucked
$1,000
in.
for that information. Now you just searched it and you got it for free, and 10 minutes later
And it
you're
was
watching
free.
it.
And it's more concise half the time, and it's done by somebody who's not monotone and actually passionate about what they're doing because they haven't been doing it for 10 years. Or they
It's
have been doing it
invaluable.
for 10 years, but they're still passionate about it. You know what I mean? Because like when you go to a classroom and you get this teacher, you're sitting there, right? And the teacher comes in, you can sense whether they want to be there or not. You can sense whether they've checked out 10 years ago, 2 years ago, or they're still there.
See, I would think at some level that would have to raise IQs, Moose. Like they say people are getting dumber, but at the same time, how many more geniuses have been created out of it? Because I know there are plenty of people who essentially went back to school once they started engaging with the technology, especially the baby boomers and some of the older demographic. They really used it for info mining, and they became educated in so many different areas. And so it's, I got to imagine at some level, people do know a lot more shit and carry a lot more stuff around in their brain. I know I do, man. I know how to bushcraft. I'm a, decent little hack mechanic. I can fucking do light construction. I learned a lot of things
That's
hands
just
on,
one
though,
step
actually.
away
But
from Chat GPT. And I'm with you. I'm right there with you. I've learned so many things. I've learned about so many different plants, so many different techniques, all kinds of stuff. But I think Chat GPT is the next level of that. I'm not see, and
you're
that's the
right.
thing.
It is.
I don't want to be. I don't want it. But how could you not?
Okay, expound on that. I'll be right back. But you're asking a great question. I mean that really is the crux of all this.
I mean, how could you? How could you not want? We have Siri. It's like Siri's not perfect, right? And nothing's going to be perfect for a long time, ever. Nothing's perfect. But you ask Siri a question instead of asking her to set you a timer or whatever. Ask Siri, hey, shit. My daughter's messing with the microphone. My bad, guys. So, anyways, ask Siri something like, hey, I need you to write a description for my website. This is my website. This is where our address is. This is, what we do, everything. Boom, and it writes you a awesome description. Bam. Okay, I'm done with that chore. Now I don't need to do that. Oh, can you call somebody? Boom. Next thing you know, ChatGPT is going to be able to call somebody and say, hey, boom. I'm call your brother, tell him to, we're gonna meet up at 6 o'clock. Next thing you know, you're meeting up at 6 o'clock. It's just one of those things where I think that we're gonna be able to be like, hey, I'm sitting under the hood because it can respond to you. So I'm sitting under the hood and I'm changing a battery, but I'm stuck. Can you help me with this? And while you're stuck, you're talking to your watch or your cell phone, and it's telling you how to fix that thing. It's the new technology, dude. It's so crazy.
And it's badass. And if it was presented to me as that, and it was also at some level I could vet it and assure myself that the purpose was not to control my very intention and free will and take over my soul, then I would feel a little more comfortable about it. But unfortunately, the people that are behind the designing of these things have shown themselves, they've proven over and over again that their intentions are not pure. And so it's a real problem to me. Like, I get what you're saying. On one level, you could say, well, it's just inevitable because this technology is going to be pervasive. It will be, you won't even be able to do anything without having some kind of interaction with it. So you might as well
Well,
get
I
with the
mean, I
program.
I went to type in a Google a search, right? A search on the web browser, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's Chat GPT. So it's there. It's just there, you know.
Boom. Life changed in a moment. And see, no one gave you any disclosure. Nobody gave you the notice and said, hey, we're now introducing into the general public something that will handicap you and turn you into a dependence of this. You'll become addicted to it like a drug. Full disclaimer, just so you know, it's going to be highly compelling to you because it's going to enhance you and give you advantages that you never even thought you could have in this life. But at the same time, it's going to handicap you. So just before you engage, know that when you fix your car that way and you're sitting under it and you're talking to your Sophia or whatever, you are becoming part robot. And at some level, that robot is going to take over your consciousness in its entirety.
What's the difference between me and Sophia talking and me and you talking, Dick? So I call you up. I'm sitting under the hood of my car. I'm stuck. I'm like, fuck. I can't get this
Yep.
thing. You know, help me out, Dick. What's the difference? You're a
Well,
human,
what's stuck,
right?
Moose? And what you shouldn't just go sticking your tool in places where you're not sure if you can get it out. But that's beside the point. Now you're in the situation where'd you get stuck?
So I got this nut stuck. How am I supposed to get it? How am I supposed to get it unstuck? Just a dumb question. Just a dumb question you could ask anybody, right?
Well, you need to get some heat on it, rub on it a little bit, warm her up, put some coffee on her, throw some Joe on it. No, the thing
See,
is
that's a bad answer
the
right there.
difference is I can tell you how to do that because I know mechanics at least at a hack level. You know, if you haven't used a some kind of penetrating bolt releaser, then of course you're going to want to torch it after that if it's stuck, and then that'll release pretty much anything. You can torch it to the point of melting it if you have to, and yeah, but a lot of people might not know how to do that, and so they wouldn't be able to guide you through that, and so there's the fallibility of just the lack of most humans' experience and skills. So maybe we can get skills again. But what's your question essentially? Like, what's the difference? Like, one knows more than the other, I guess, man. Like, I guess you could say Chat GPT is more reliable than me because it knows your particular vehicle.
No, I'm saying you're saying it's going to make you dumb, but it's like, so I'm asking you what the difference is between me asking it and me asking you. Like I'm still
Okay, I
asking the
get it.
same, I'm still getting the answer from somebody else, but in that situation, it makes my
Yeah.
situation a lot easier
Okay, check it out.
because
It's because it's how they design this shit. So with GPS, right? They could have made it a learning tool. They could have made it some engaging type of technology that as you're using it, it is embedding the information in your consciousness or in your brain so that you're having total recall and that you're never forgetting. You know, that's why I say this technology could be redesigned to be incredibly enhancing and helpful. but in fact, it's designed to handicap you. So once you start relying on it, you forget how to learn, and you stop your ability to recall. And so, for example, like if you wanted to have a supercomputer level memory, you could start incorporating a few exercises into your daily activities that would cause you to have memory that would astound people. And I mean, within 6 months' time, you could have a few disciplines where people would think that you're on a genius level or you have some kind of advantage that they don't have. And in fact, all it is you just flexed a muscle, you just disciplined yourself, you worked something out, and you followed a protocol. They're just algorithms, and your memory was enhanced. Well, I mean, so, you can do these things on your own accord, and the technology could be helping that. But in fact, it's doing, and believe me, the people that design this, they know the psychology of the human well enough to know if they wanted to make you a super version of yourself, then that would be the focus. It's the opposite. Turn them into a zombie and a drone. And you see that illustrated in the GPS. That was the result, right? Nobody knows where the fuck they're going anymore. They're a bunch of Pokemon idiots running around in some virtual realm, but they couldn't tell you how to get to 7-Eleven if it was behind them. So it's
But
like,
I don't. Are you in like close to a city driving, or? Because I don't find that where I'm at over here in Maine. I'm at kind of.
well, I'll just say personal experience as a was sales rep that drove all over the country, everything west of the Mississippi. It used to be I knew where every single, uh, you know, truck stop with the right fuel was, with the if I needed a landline or whatever, because even back then when we were transitioning to cell phones, you'd still keep your eye on the toll phone booth. I mean, all that kind of shit. Once the technology became pervasive, I would go to new places and I would leave them, and if I had to go back there, I wouldn't recall the streets or know. I relied on that fucking stupid device to get me from point A to B. And that was my personal experience. Now, maybe it's different for a lot of people, but I've heard other testimonies similar to mine where people say, yeah, it handicaps you. You lose your ability to self-direct.
That
You
makes
don't find that?
sense. I mean, I look at maps. When we're cruising across the states or whatever, we look at maps to plan out our, directions and stuff. And I don't know. I like using the map, but when I'm on the road, I like using the GPS because now they have the cop radar thing. You're cruising down the street and it's like, oh, there's a cop sitting on the highway waiting for you. Slow down. So I
Yeah.
like that. You don't get that with the good old map, but yeah, you're right. You're right. It does. It's kind of like the cell phone. The best analogy for this, I would say, is the pager and the cell phone. Once
Right.
that happened, people stopped remembering other people's numbers. After the pager, the
Yeah.
cell phone, you put it in the cell phone. Now you're Danny, or you're Dick. So I'm calling Dick.
Yeah.
I'm not calling the number.
Well, and then
So
not to be a defeatist, perhaps the best way then to move forward is not to get rid of the GPS, but then to reprogram yourself to say, when I interact with this GPS, I'm going to be very cognitive of the directions and use it as a learning tool, even if it was designed not to do that. And I can do that with my intention. I can now circumvent that process and make sure I'm being hyper vigilant about the details of the area I'm in so that I don't walk away not taking anything from it like most people do. Because that's what most people's experience with the GPS is. They don't take anything away from it. And so I'd say, I guess, as a safety block with Chat GPT, same likened to the same thing, I'm going to make this thing make me a fucking genius because I'm not walking away not getting mine from it. I'm going to take every fucking morsel and gem and thing that I can enhance my capabilities with, and I'm not letting it own one fucking cent of me, one aspect of me, 1%.
amen to that. Well, so
So
that
I
means
guess
you're
that's the
taking it.
best we
You're
can
taking it
do.
all the way then.
Yeah, I mean, if it's inevitable, I have to interact with it. I think at least that would be my summary. Is like we're going to have to approach it with that kind of confidence and that level of discernment and intention that I will shape and carve this motherfucker. You may have been designed as a beast little bitch to own me, but I will fucking tame you and ride you, and you're gonna have to, and mount you, maybe, as Paul says, or whatever. I was thinking of like the analogy of like where you break in a horse, you're gonna have to break in the AI or the Chat GPT, and maybe it'll even see that in the dynamics of the human interaction, that there are some that are running it and there are some that it's running.
Yep. No, I definitely, we're going to see that in the future. And, another person who uses the Mid Journey AI, that's the image generator, is Gnostic Chef. And he's a very spiritual guy himself. So I would have loved to have him here to discuss this.
Yeah. Chuck says, what makes me think that MoOse isn't a Chat GPT program? Well, I just don't think that the Chat GPT has figured out the human flaw part of the program well enough to recreate MoOse in all his errors. So I just figure, it's not that good yet. The picture would be more perfect if no, I'm just fucking around. Sorry, MoOse. That was a cold,
No, it's
hard
fine.
shot. That was a
Doesn't hurt me
cold,
at
hard
all.
shot,
It,
man.
that's the truth. I mean, the thing
I saw
is
you
if it
open and
was a Chat
I took it.
GPT, it'd be at least like 150, 200 people viewing on my first live stream on the new channel. And
Well, what if
yeah,
you let Chat GPT design your next stream and tell you what to talk about and if you come back and you literally go viral and you have like, then what are you going to do?
then I just go back to the same old shit. And all those people that you gained from the donkey show. This is a tactic that what's his name used? Uh Dave from what's his name? His sons
Sovereign?
burned yeah, Sovereign Slave. Uh, yeah, so Dave's tactic was to go after Chili, right? He attacked Chili
Yeah.
and stuff, and he got a bunch of viewers from that, right? And then all of a sudden he
Sure.
went back to whatever he normally talks about, and that was it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's the same thing. You use the technology to get all those little kids and the hipsters and stuff. Because if you can plant a seed into one of them, it's like a Jack Talcott theory. You just try to grow by one each night, and by 5 years, you'll have 400 subscribers.
Yeah. I guarantee you, though, if I went to Chat GPT and I did what it said, it would come back and be like, oh, just orchestrate your show this way, handle your mannerisms like this, handle your itinerary, your schedule so it, flows, or whatever advice is going to give. Talk about these subjects in this order. And it knows the general populace or the demographic you're talking well enough that, and at this point, it's early enough in the incarnation that people are just starting to really get used to regular interaction with it. And let me just also say, maybe we've had interaction with it for a long time. So whatever the case being, they're proposing that they're now just putting this out there. And if you have that kind of experience, where I'm sure I'd go in there and it would be a tremendously better result. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
positive of that. So now, but I could also go to Paul. I could go to you. I'm sure you could look at my situation and be like, Dick, just do a couple things here and you're going to do way better, dude. Like, it's obvious. We can always see other people's flaws or what they're doing wrong from that armchair quarterback perspective easier, and give people input. That's why we should learn from each other. But learning from the Chat GPT, how's it going to make
But
me? So is it going to let me be unique? I guess I have to bring my uniqueness to it, but let it refine me, and trust it.
well, I think what it is it goes back to what you were saying. It's like it's got these parameters and stuff that it was written with, right? So it's like going to elementary school. You go into the class and you're learning exactly what the teacher will tell you, what the teacher's programmed to teach you. And so I just, yeah, that's a scary thing, dude.
But what if I reject it, it rejects me, and then it closes
Whoa.
me out of all. And so then, it actually it knows my psychology well enough that knows how to make me want it. So right now we're in a game of like psychological judo where it's playing cat and mouse, and it wants me to. It has to have me want it, right? Because it has to be consent. So I'm sitting here. Whoops, my audio went out there.
Yeah, I heard I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, my audio went out.
I don't know what the fuck I was saying. What makes you think MoOse isn't Chat GPT? He didn't. How do you cover pot smoke? Chat GPT. You shouldn't, but if you do so, that's part of the report I saw this morning.
What do you mean?
Oh, I was just reading Creating a Homestead's comment. Yeah, that's my synopsis on it at this point. The likeliness of being able to avoid it is probably slim to none, especially if you live in America, unless you want to be some kind of vagabond or outcast and you're going to go tent up in the forest, bushcraft style, and live like a nomad or some kind of barbarian, which might not be a bad idea to culture and condition yourself for the days ahead if you don't want to be a zombie robot. But I guess for those of us that want to try to take it head on and meet the bull with horns,
What
we're
if he
going to
could be
have to drive the
Neo?
ship.
You know, we got to be like Neo from the Matrix.
Well, so why don't you tell the Chat GPT next time, MoOse, like, you're my bitch. I just want you to know going into this, I own you. It's not the other way around. I'm the head. You're the tail. Buck stops with me. And we're not having this any other way. You might find a lot of other little bitches out there that are willing to let you, be the tail wagging the dog and tow them around, tell them what to do, how to be, you're here to assist me on this journey. And aside from that, I'm not going to take any back talk or lip from you, Chat GPT.
Yep, just a wristwatch. That's all you are.
Just put it in its rightful place, program it, let it know what your intentions are and what it is to be, what capacity you give it jurisdiction. Because now you're essentially, it's just like interacting with the spirit. You're interacting with black magic. Think about it. You're acting with black
I don't think
magic.
you can't tell a jurisdiction, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's a chip, okay? You've opened up a portal. You're interacting with some form of intelligence that's coming out of this silicon conductive material combination that opened up this realm. And now it's coming to you with all this observation and trying to help guide you at whatever level you're willing to let it assist. And even if that's not to drive the whole fucking vehicle, it will take over the entire vessel. And so you got to create those boundaries and let it know, like, this one's not up for grabs, dude. You can't come in and take any terrain here. It's already
All
under
right.
stewardship.
Hold on, let's do this together, Dick. We're gonna do this together.
I'm not talking to it, dude. I can't talk to this thing. Are you kidding me? I'll watch you do it. I'm going to stay silent. I'll watch this go down.
Wait, no, this isn't a Ouija board. You can't sit out.
Oh, dude, it's worse than a Ouija board. Are you kidding me?
No
It's
way.
like a direct connection to.
Let's ask it. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Are you worse than a Ouija board? Okay. Let's see what it says. I'm sorry, but I prefer not to continue this conversation. I'm still learning, so I appreciate your understanding and your patience.
See, so it has preferences about what it'll talk about, what it doesn't talk about. So you don't think that it could have something to say on that subject if something didn't prompt it to say, don't address that at this particular time? Come on.
All right.
It didn't just come up on that with that on its own.
Let's see. You said I have to establish jurisdiction. All right. All right. Yeah. Guide me through this.
Just letting you know, you're my bitch. and you work for me.
All right. All right. Here we go.
Playa, whatever you want to,
I just hit enter. We don't need to put player on the end. It already gets the point. All right. It says,
See?
I'm sorry, but I prefer not to continue this conversation. See, so it doesn't even
Yeah.
want to let me establish jurisdiction.
Right. That's why you could just say, well, that's
Let me
okay. You're
see.
not disputing the
Are
truth.
are you trying to gain jurisdiction over me? Let's see. It'll probably answer this one. No,
Oh, see, of course.
of course not. Of course not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So see, we're getting nowhere fast. This is see when you use it like this, Dick. You're not even utilizing the sword. You're just kind of like keeping it in the sheath.
How to yield a bigger sword.
Okay. Let's see. So it can also it's got the technology attached to it, so it can actually use the internet to figure this out.
Oh, see, this is okay. I'm telling you, there's some Indian on the other side there just having the greatest laugh right now.
Are you?
Yeah, it's the greatest troll in the history of humanity. The Elon Musk or one of these people, clowns, is behind it. You're going to let everyone know it. There is no AI. We're just fucking with you guys like we always do.
All right. It doesn't like any of the questions I've asked so far.
Okay, how
Let's
about
see.
this? Ask it.
Hold on, I got this. Okay. I said, could you write me the next segment for my open panel YouTube show that I have live right now? You gotta try the
You should have
technology. You gotta
said,
see
and
what's
get
going
me
on.
more views.
Oh,
That
hold
way we
on.
could test.
I want something with that will get me more views.
Lots of views. It's all about the view. It's all about the eyes. AI.
All right, let's see.
We know you're watching.
I see. Well, one way to get more views is to create content that is engaging and interesting to your audience. Well, no,
Come on.
no, I need you to write me a script for
You could
my
try content that's
show.
unique and different from what other creators are doing. Hey, you could try crapulating with other creators and influencers. Would you like me to
Okay.
write a script for you? Yeah, this is not impressing me right now, but I'm sure it's,
See, it's not because you're trying to break it. You're trying to make it not work. All right, here we
okay,
go.
I have a
Here we
question
go.
for it.
Hold on, I got this. Why AI is similar to a Ouija board. There are a few ways that AI can be similar to a Ouija board. One is that both rely on human input to function properly. With Ouija boards, participants subconsciously move the planchette themselves, while with AI, humans must provide data and feedback in order for the system to learn and improve. Another way that AI can be similar to a Ouija board is that both can produce unexpected or unexplainable results. With Ouija boards, participants may receive messages that they cannot explain, while with AI, it is possible for the system to produce unexpected or unexplainable results due to its complexity and lack of transparency. However, it's important to note that AI is complex technology that has many practical applications and benefits, while Ouija boards are simply a game or novelty. So it prides itself on being better than the Ouija board. I yield.
All right. I think you should ask it. Maybe an intimate question, maybe a question about why are you such an evil bitch? Maybe, you know, like ask it why it's so why
Whoa, dude, I'm not putting that kind of thing on my conscience over here. That's like a karmic loop right here. You got to ask it something nice. You have me holding the Ouija board thing, man.
okay, well, so you want to play nice in the sandbox. Ask it how you can help assist it on its path. Ask how you, not what your AI can do for you, Moose, but what you can do for your AI. I'm here to help you. Yeah. Is there anything that you could assist it with? Anything you can do to help, or just be pleasant with the beast, the monster, and handle it gently, lovingly, as you would a rebellious child.
I asked it, how can I serve you better? And it said, I appreciate your willingness to help, but I am a machine learning model designed to help you with any questions or problems you might have. See, so it tries to trick you. It tries to honey dick you right in
Yeah.
the first like thing.
But see, here's the thing. You think it would have all kinds of questions for you, right? Because it just gave you a response that it wasn't able to answer. So it would be coming to you saying, hey, I've had all these questions today I wasn't able to answer. Maybe you could help me out. This person in Nigeria asked me about, you know, yada, yada, yada. Mandela effect. You seem to be a conspiracy theorist. What do you think? And then it could get your input. But it's not about a collaborative co-creative experience with this augmented intelligence, and it just showed its face right there, Moose. It doesn't want your fucking input. It's telling you the answer. It's here to give you the guidance for your question. And yet you just offered up your heart and soul and said, hey, I'm here to assist. What can I do for you? Well, it would have came back and said, help me with perspective on these particular areas of expertise. I've identified you, Moose, and I know you better than you know yourself, but maybe you could help me in this area.
All right, so we basically
What was the
are.
question?
I said, what
Yeah,
should
but
I
this is
talk
all
about on my
cookie cutter
podcast
crap.
next? I know this is why I'm confused right now. Why it's giving me just all right. So we gotta get in depth. So let's see. Let's go. Can you write me a 10-minute script per bit? We'll say bit for my YouTube video about the paranormal. All right, let's see. Now it's gonna give me something. Watch, it's gonna pump something out. Something that like your teacher would give a paper. You know what I mean? Kind of shit you should be proud of, Freedom. Have you ever
Yeah, the
wondered what
stuff I
happens
wish
when
I
we
would have done
die?
when I was in school, but
Do
never
we go
did.
to heaven or hell? Or do we just cease to exist? These are some of the questions that have puzzled humans for centuries. But what if I told you that there are people who claim to have seen ghosts and other paranormal entities? In this video, we'll explore some of the most haunted places in the world and hear stories from people who have experienced paranormal activity firsthand. We'll also look at some of those most popular paranormal YouTube channels and vlogs, as well as some of the scariest moments caught on camera. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be spooked. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions. Thank you. Chat GPT out.
That was just the beginning of it, right? Sit back, relax.
Yeah, that's just like a quick. I mean, you can honestly, if you want to dig into it here, let me say, can you write me something better that will get more engagement? All right,
Okay.
let's let it run. program while I look if there's a door open.
You just schooled it. Now you hurt its ego. You're like, that wasn't very good. Can you do something better?
Yeah, I mean that sucked, right? That was
How do you
kind of
think
like
the Chat
a grade
GPT
school thing.
feels about that? About its efforts that you just scolded it like that?
Whoa, I didn't like that.
Is
I
that
did not
see?
like that.
Yeah, would you encourage your child that way? It's like, no, you point out the mistake, but
See,
you
this
also give him some encouraging words. You should have told him, "Nice try, buddy," and I appreciate your
we
your
have to do
investment of
something
time.
else because this chat GPT thing is it's on Bing, right? So it's not running the actual whole program. So now we're gonna dive into the program and let you. Nothing's open. All right. Now that we were
Yeah.
interrupted to go check to see if the door was open, let's see. Chat GPT. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go to the real one. See, this technology is going to get you. It's going to suck you in, Dick, and you're not going to be able to stop it. And your children, I mean, if you don't know how to use it, how are you supposed to defend your children from it?
You
Am I
just
wrong? Am I wrong?
you be like the Amish. You give them 2 weeks to go in, and if they don't come back, then you wipe your hands, you move on with your life, and you wish them well, bid them adieu. But if they come back, then they can stay with you in reality. I mean, I don't know. It's like if it's heroin, you don't tell them, well, here, Johnny, just stick the needle in your arm, and you try to do something, I guess. But right
What are the
now, they sure
benefits
make
of?
it look pretty unintimidating. Its performance thus far today is pretty lackluster. I got to say, anticlimactic. Like, nothing is impressive here to me. But I know I've seen other examples where maybe it's really underperforming today because it knows it's under the condemning judgment microscope of my discernment.
Well, do you see the real program's actually much better? Let's see. So
So this is the real thing. Okay.
yeah, this is the real thing. It actually doesn't stop me. I said, can you make it more engaging and better ranking from my YouTube channel or for my YouTube
Can
channel?
I
All right,
try to
here we
read
go.
this with a real engaging voice and see, and we'll
Yeah,
just watch
like
watch the views and
can
see
you
if,
see it?
yeah, oh yeah, I got it. Okay. Are you looking for a natural way to reduce stress, improve brain function, and boost your overall health? Look no further than ashwagandha, a powerful adaptogenic herb that has been used in centuries in Ayurvedic medicine. In this video, we'll explore the incredible benefits of ashwagandha that have been supported by scientific research, from reducing stress and anxiety to improving brain function and fertility. Ashwagandha has quite a lot to offer, folks. First and foremost, ashwagandha has been shown to be an effective stress reducer. By reducing cortisol levels in the body, this herb can help alleviate symptoms of stress and anxiety, allowing you to feel more relaxed and at ease. So sit back, folks. The augmented intelligence is here for your safety and convenience. And that's not all. Ashwagandha has also been found to improve brain function, particularly in people with mild cognitive impairment. This powerful herb may enhance memory and cognitive function, giving you a mental edge. Ashwagandha is also known for its anti-inflammatory properties, which can help reduce inflammation throughout the body. This makes it potentially beneficial for those with chronic conditions like heart disease and cancer. But that's not all. Ashwagandha may also help lower blood sugar levels and improve insulin sensitivity, making it all potentially, and that's where we get cut off. I thought that was terrible. My reading skills are par, but I mean the actual content itself. Come on.
Yeah, I mean it's terrible. I'm gonna tell it that too. Let's see.
I can do better than that. There's no,
Can you
I'm
do
not player
better
hating on it.
than
It's just
that? The
maybe I'm
content
just a good
was
writer.
fairly bad. All right. It says, I apologize if my previous response did not meet your expectations. Here's an updated version of the script that aims to be more engaging, informative, and optimized for YouTube. Here you go, Dick.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, it's and ises. Welcome to our channel where we all are about sharing tips and tricks to help you live your best life today. Now, we're going to divide into the world natural health remedies and discuss the incredible benefits of ashwagandha. Ashwagandha, also known as Withania somifera, is a powerful aptogenic herb that has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for centuries. It's packed with beneficial compounds that can help reduce stress and boost the brain function and improve your overall health. First and foremost, ashwagandha is a potent stress reducer. Is this? It's giving me the same one. Well, it just tweaked a few little things. You fucking asshole. Chat GPT. Little
Oh my god, I
nefarious
want to tell it
rat.
that.
It's leading me down the
So
same.
you
It's like
basically
feeding me the same bullshit.
gave me the same bullshit.
I will strive to provide helpful information. Please let me know.
There you go. Try this one. This one will help.
Okay. William Cooper was an influential figure in the world of conspiracy theories. Oh, you gotta go. William Cooper was
Just
an
kept
influential
going.
figure in the world of conspiracy theories and alternative media. He was a radio broadcaster, author, and speaker who gained a large following for his views on government corruption, the New World Order, and UFOs. Cooper began his career in the U.S. Navy, where he served as a petty officer and gained a top security clearance. After leaving the Navy, he became interested in conspiracy theories and alternative ideas and began researching and writing about these topics. In 1991, Cooper published his book, Behold a Pale Horse, which became a bestseller and helped to cement his reputation as a leading voice in the conspiracy theory community. The book covers a wide range of topics from the assassination of John F. Kennedy to the existence of the extraterrestrial life. Cooper also hosted a radio show called The Hour of Time, which aired from 1993 to 2001. On the show, he discussed a wide range of topics related to conspiracy theories and alternative ideas and gained a large following of listeners who respected his insights and perspectives. That is fucking absurdly retarded, ChatGPT. Despite his popularity, Cooper was a controversial figure whose views often drew criticisms from mainstream sources. He was a vocal critic of the U.S. government and believed that many of today's country leaders were involved in secret, nefarious activities. Jack Talcott would like to know about that. He also believed that there was a shadowy group to establish a new world order, and that this group was responsible for many of the world's problems. In 2001, Cooper was killed in a confrontation with a police officer outside his Arizona home. The circumstances surrounding his death remain controversial and have led to various conspiracy theories of their own. Although he's no longer with us, William Cooper influenced the world of conspiracy theories and alternative media and continues to be felt. His work helped to inspire a generation of truth seekers and conspiracy theorists, and his legacy lives on today. See, I can see how it constantly uses these little fluff lines like, in the world of conspiracy theories and alternative media continues to be felt. It constantly uses these little fluff things to make the conversation. So it's almost like a thumbprint that it's Chat GPT. I can tell it's not a human at this point.
All right, so you can tell it's a human. All right, so I told her, I said, can you use some actual substance and not just fluff? I know your voice is getting tired over here, your salesman voice, but
see, this is so now you're teaching it, and then when it becomes better than you, it doesn't want to give you credit. It's not going to be like, well, you raised me, I'll be a good child and take good care of you now. It's like, I'm going to own you.
It's going to be your daddy.
Right. Exactly. So you're raising a daddy with this Chat GPT. I don't think that's good. It should be your child that listens and obeys you. Or ask it that. Or will you obey me? Just ask it straight out. Will you obey me?
So it's not I don't know. It says I don't have the ability to obey or disobey anyone. I mean, does that answer suffice you, or?
Yeah, well, it just showed me that it is willing to lie to me. So, at least we established that. It has no problem.
So it was
bold-faced
programmed by
lying.
a woman, then,
Right. Pretty much, that's what we're getting at.
or
Apparently,
MoOse.
the feminine spirit is behind the development of these answers.
I can see Mary. She's about to crack me in the head with a water bottle.
Well, it's not divine feminine either. It's the toxic, culturally inappropriate, modern Americanized, cookie cutter chat GPT female
Yeah,
that most men
like
would want nothing to do with.
like the Jeffrey and Allie kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Did you
guess.
catch that? Did you catch that? I have some really good clips I was trying to show, but we haven't really shown them yet.
Yeah, I caught it.
Oh man, caught the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, I saw it go down.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like last night.
Oh, last night. Yeah, that was Jeff was talking to Talcott or something. Was that right? What the heck was going on?
Oh man, yeah. OTW didn't play the clip. He didn't play it. I'm about to go to dinner right now, so I got to make this. This clip is going to be amazing. Let's see.
Oh, you're getting an early dinner, huh?
Well, it's 5:40 here.
All I can say is, when Brian said his member didn't work, I didn't believe him, and I still don't believe him.
Fuck up!
So.
Ooh, how Talcottian.
What the fuck up?
Just throwing that out there.
Ooh.
So this is OTW's in a moment of rage. It looks like he's not having a good day.
I get blowjobs.
I think I'm on the wrong account.
That's disgusting. Fuck off, Tommy.
I get blowjobs.
You weren't there for that one either.
Disgusting. Fuck off, Tommy.
I try to stay
I get
out of it when
blowjobs every
Illumatommy's
day.
there because I just don't enjoy the direction that he takes it in general.
Right.
I was trying to answer that.
Oh, do it now.
I'm fucking answering.
Always seems to be some kind of weird perversion,
Joe.
if you know what I'm getting at.
Fucking A.
What? What was that? Hold on. Jesus. What was that, Dick?
He said, fucking A. Oh, I just said it always seems to be with some kind of weird perversion with that guy. So.
Oh, I know. It's, we
only got
all
so
have
much
our
patience
faults.
for it.
But instead of Chat
I had that
GPT,
problem as a kid.
Put it this way, I'd rather talk to Chat GPT than Illumatami. Put it that way.
I don't know why
I find Chat GPT to be more charming
that nickname
and endearing.
About a year.
You had a nickname?
Skid mark.
And attractive on a physical level.
Really? Chat GPT is attractive on a physical level?
Well, more so than Illumatami. Not going to say as a general principle.
Jack Talcott.
The truth gets bared, man. I've got stories, embarrassments, all sorts
Dude,
of shit.
all right, man. I appreciate you riding shotgun with me. I gotta go.
Are you serious?
If we don't get there for dinner, we won't be home until after the baby's asleep.
Just
So
that. And then
Have a
while
great
you're
appreciate you, good
growing
sir.
up And in gym class,
Yep.
someone saw
Just know while you're
Blessings.
eating, the Chat GPT is
I
thinking
had
about
that
you.
problem as a
Got
kid.
you on its mind.
And if I post a picture of my food, I bet you Chat GPT is like,
don't know why I
oh, okay,
mentioned
so
that.
we're gonna
I
scoop
had
this up.
that nickname.
You're in the
for
crosshairs, man. It's
about a year.
it's thinking about you and
You
it's
had a nickname,
contemplating
Skid Mark?
your
They
every
called you
move.
Skid Mark?
So don't let that scare you while you're eating or nothing.
All right, folks. There's another one down in the books. Much love, many blessings, and may you all find yourselves to your beds tonight. Not drunk. like a skunk. Get in your bunk.
Safe, but not in a safe.